Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to tackle a fascinating topic that's been on many designers' minds. Do images respect Flexbox rules? As someone who works with CSS and layout systems regularly, I've encountered this question numerous times. And it's not just about images. Understanding how they interact with Flexbox can make or break your layout. Flexbox is an incredible tool for building flexible, dynamic layouts that adapt to different screen sizes and devices. But when you add images into the mix, things can get a bit tricky. In this video, we'll dive deep into the world of Flexbox and explore how images behave within it. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of whether images respect Flexbox rules and how to work with them effectively. So let's start with the basics. Flexbox is a layout mode that allows containers to be flexible and adapt their children to different screen sizes. When you created a Flex container, its child elements become Flex items, which can then be laid out in various ways using properties like Flex Direction, Justify Content, and Align Item. Now, when it comes to images, they're essentially just another type of content that we're placing inside our Flex containers. But here's the thing, images have their own inherent dimensions, width and height, which can sometimes conflict with the Flexbox layout. The key to understanding how images behave in Flexbox is to recognize that they are not block-level elements by default. Instead, they are inline elements, which means they don't take up the full width of their parent container unless we explicitly set them to do so. When an image is placed inside a Flex container, it becomes a Flex item, just like any other element. However, because images have their own dimensions, they can sometimes resist the Flexbox layout and maintain their original size. For example, let's say we have a Flex container with 3 child elements, 2 divs, and an MG. If we set the Flex direction to row, the 2 divs will flex and adapt to take up equal space within the container, but the image might not shrink or grow in the same way. This is because the image has its own inherent width and height, which can override the Flexbox layout if they're not explicitly set. To get around this issue, we can use properties like width and height on the image itself to make it more flexible and adaptable within the container. Another important thing to note is that images have a different box model than other elements. While most block-level elements have a content area, padding, border, and margin, images only have a content area, no padding or border by default. This means that if we're trying to space out our Flex items evenly within the container using Justify Content space between, for example, the image might not behave as expected. Its lack of padding and border means it won't create any additional space between itself and other elements in the same way that block-level elements do. So what are the main takeaways from this discussion? Firstly, images don't inherently respect Flexbox rules because they have their own dimensions and box model. However, we can make them more flexible by setting explicit widths and heights or using properties like object fit to control how they scale within their parent container. Secondly, understanding the difference between block-level elements and images is crucial for working with Flexbox effectively. While most elements will adapt to the Flex layout without issues, images require special attention due to their unique characteristics. That's it for today's video on whether images respect Flexbox rules. I hope you now have a deeper understanding of how images behave within Flex containers and how to work with them more effectively. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe to our channel for more content on web development, design, and related topics. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all in the next one.